Hello everyone, this is American Idioms Part 17. This is the 17th video in my American Idiom series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 81 to 85. But first, I'll give you the chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll explain them to you using other examples to help you to understand them better. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 81. And the example is, the salesperson talked about the car I was going to buy for a long time before he got down to the nitty-gritty, the price. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B, the specific facts, details, or elements of something. And in our example, that's what this person was talking about. This person was concerned with the price. But the salesperson didn't talk about it for a long time. Maybe he was talking about the warranty or some of the things about the car. But the nitty-gritty, the main element, was the price for this person. Here's another example. The nitty-gritty of the play doesn't appear until the third act. Now, in this case, the main elements of the story in the play didn't occur until the third act. So the first 2 acts of the play were just setting up the nitty-gritty or the main elements of it. Got it? All right, here's number 82. And the example is, I really have respect for the firefighters and the police in our community because they risk their necks every time they respond to a call for help. Can you guess the meaning? Did you answer C, to do something risky or dangerous? If you did, you are correct. And this is exactly what the person is talking about. In the example, the police and the firefighters here, they risk their lives, right, by going to a call. They could easily be killed. Something could happen, right? So that's something risky or dangerous. They risk their necks. That's how it's used, and that's what it means. Here's another example. Ken's boss has a bad temper, so he risked his neck by arguing with him about getting extra overtime pay for working on the weekend. According to this example, Ken is not risking his life, but he is risking his job because his boss has a bad temper. And if he argues with him about this overtime, he may lose his job. So he's doing a risky thing here. He's doing something dangerous. He's risking his neck by arguing with his boss. All right, number 83. And the example is, my parents are willing to pick up the tab if I decide to go to graduate school. Can you guess the meaning? If you chose C, to pay the cost for something, you are correct. And that's what it means. To pick up the tab means to pay the cost. In our example, it's exactly what happened. The parents of this person were going to pay for him or her to go to graduate school if they decided to go there. So they were going to pick up the tab. They were going to pay for it. Got it? All right, here's another example. I was upset that my company told me that I had to move, but it wasn't that bad after they assured me that they would pick up the tab for my moving expenses. In this example, the company is going to pay for the moving expenses of the person. So even though they were not happy about the move, they were happy about their company paying for their moving expenses. The company picked up the tab. All right, number 84. And the example is, my Uncle Gerard has a bad temper, so I'm always walking on eggshells whenever I disagree with him about something. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is A, to act with care and consideration so as not to upset someone. And in our example, it's exactly what the person was talking about. They were very careful when they had a disagreement with their uncle because their uncle had a bad temper. They didn't want to get him to get too mad. So they were walking on eggshells. They were very careful about any kind of a disagreement. Here's another example. My best friend Sue is very sensitive about her hair, so I'm always walking on eggshells every time she gets a haircut and asks me my opinion about it. We have a similar situation here. The person was very sensitive, so the other person was walking on eggshells or was very cautious about what he or she said to her about her hair. So he or she was walking on eggshells when they gave her their opinion. All right, the final idiom, number 85. And the example is, the senator's unique campaign began to bear fruit as more and more people became aware of his creative ideas to solve the unemployment problem in the state. Can you guess the meaning? If you answered A, to produce a desired result, you are correct. And that's exactly what happened in our example here. The senator had a campaign to get people aware of his ideas for this unemployment problem. And because it was unique, because his campaign was unique, it started to bear fruit, meaning that more and more people became aware and maybe they liked him or they just knew about them more. It was a success. It produced a desired result. That's what it means. Here's another example. Many people were upset at the president because his economic policies never bore fruit. Now, this is the opposite of our last example, because the policies of the president this time did not bear fruit. So the people were upset because his policies did not reach that desired result. Got it? So to bear fruit is to reach this desired result. That's all for this video. I hope all of these idioms are bearing fruit, all right? Try to do them all. There's a lot of idioms in this series. So, thanks again for subscribing, and remember, keep practicing! See you next time.